We are happy you could join us, and I am with Greg Engert, beer director for the Neighborhood Restaurant Group, a James Beard Award nominee. The group includes Planet Wine and Evening Star Cafe in the Delray neighborhood of Alexandria. In Old Town, you've got Columbia Firehouse and Vermilion. Greg, it is great to see you.
You too.
What do we have on tap this week?
This week, I just thought it'd be fun to kind of dip back into Ballast Point once again, and maybe taste their beer, see how they're doing, and also talk about the craft landscape. So, Ballast Point, it's called Coconut Victory at Sea. They're not alone. I mean, they make a base beer. It's called Victory at Sea. It's an Imperial porter. Rich and creamy, that's been brewed with Cafe Calabria coffee, so a roaster in San Diego, and vanilla. And they brewed that for many years, but now they have a line of small release beers that are spins on that base. So they've got Peppermint Victory at Sea, etc. And here's the coconut version. So still got the coffee and the vanilla, but now layering in some toasted coconut.
I don't know about peppermint, but I haven't tried it, so I can't really comment.
Tastes like kind of like a thin mint. Not this, but the peppermint. Yeah.
Well, it's inviting, the nose.
Oh yeah. I'm a sucker for coconut in chocolatey beers. I think they're good, but
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's different.
The coconut is huge in the nose. And it definitely stays through on the palate. It's kind of, like it's got like that, a Mounds bar, when you eat a Mounds bar, it's got that kind of bite in the back. You can almost taste like the texture of the coconut on the palate.
There's something competing with the coconut there. What is that? Is it, I guess you could say it's sort of chocolatey. I don't know. I can't identify a coffee. Probably.
Coffee chocolate. But interesting. I mean, it's definitely, the coconut is definitely pronounced. And I think, I can say at Blue Jacket, from our brewing experience, it's always a tough game of integrating flavors, right? Because if you're gonna proclaim coconut victory at sea, there's a certain amount of coconut that I think the average consumer is going to be expecting from the beer. And sometimes to deliver that, you can overwhelm the flavors of the beer itself. And I think this gets close to that, but it's still well integrated, but the coconut is definitely pretty emphatic.
And you don't have to buy a 12-pack or a 6-pack of it. You can just get one and try it. And
taste it.
Give it a shot. I think a lot of people would like that. Ballast Point, the craft brewing, it continues to grow. I think last year or this year at a maybe slightly smaller rate than in years past.
8%. It's been double digits for a decade, and then 8%.
And there are good guys like Bell's and Great Lakes. I don't know if these guys have been around as long as them, but who've really done an amazing job, and countless others who have just come waltzing in and thought they were going to make a fortune and just mail it in and never to be heard from again.
It's true.
Bad
and then others,
beer just doesn't last.
And then others like this brewery that have gone a different direction. So Bell's is from the mid '80s, Great Lakes from the late '80s. These guys started a homebrew shop in San Diego area in '92, started brewing in the back in '96. And then who'd have thunk it that less than 20 years later, in 2015, they'd be selling their brewery, which has expanded upon expanded, to Constellation Brands, who for $1 billion. I mean, that was the biggest news, right? So Constellation Brands, came in. I mean, it's one of those things where you can see. I mean, the guys who used to run Ballast Point, they're all left now. I mean, they were craft, and they were the types that said we'd never sell. But it literally comes down to like, name a price you'd sell your brewery for, and they could have said, I don't know, $1 billion, and then it happened. That's kind of like what down.
What would you pair this with?
So I mean, to me, seems like it's dessert all the way with brownie sundaes, chocolate cake, and the like. But also the coconut character there, makes it an ideal partner on the savory side for curries, Thai, Vietnamese curries. I love Tom Kai soup. It's a coconut-based Thai soup. That's delicious. I think that'd be fantastic with it. And then also I could see doing this with some seafood, because even though it's a rich, roasty porter, I think that coconut gives it a brightness that'll lend itself to grilled shrimp or mahi-mahi, something like that.
Greg, thank you as always.
Thank you.
Everyone, please always do drink responsibly, and be sure to bring your thirst next time for another Beer of the Week.